Hey, it's your girl Cami Simmons here, right here on the Trensetta Lounge on Hits 92.3 and First Class TV on Roku. Our next guest is the Second Chance expert, the founder of the Second
Chance
Chance
show,
show, formerly known as Let's Talk with Johneri'O Scott Talk Show.
He's
He's
also
also
a
a
media
media
correspondent,
correspondent,
an
an
influencer,
influencer,
a
a
publisher,
publisher,
author,
author,
HIV
HIV
advocate,
advocate,
and
all
all around
around
influencer
influencer
out
out
here
here
changing
changing
lives.
lives.
Hey,
Hey,
Johneri'O.
Johneri'O.
What's good, Kimmy?
Hey, welcome to the
Listen,
lounge.
thank you so much for even having me, man. Like I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm
Yes.
honored.
We are so excited to have you, Johneri'O, because you're pulling up with us here in the Trendsetter Lounge. But first, I gotta ask, how you doing?
I am doing great. I'm
Okay.
doing great. It's Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Ready to just get some food in, some grub. But overall, I can definitely say I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Amazing. All right, so we gonna dig right into it with Johneri'O right here on the Trendsetter Lounge. Let's talk about first your rebranding because this is something that's happening right now in real time. The rebranding of your Let's Talk to Second Chance. Tell us about that.
Listen, so it's new to me. It was something new. First, a lot of people think that you cannot rebrand your own business in the middle of it. You don't have to stop and make a pause. Just keep it flowing and just let the rebrand flow with it. So I was like, you know what? I quit my job in my 9 to 5 in August, and I was like, January, if you're really going to take this entrepreneurship serious, like you have to really be marketable. You have to market yourself. And not saying that Let's Talk wasn't marketable, but I was inspired as a little guy, a little man from the Maury show, Montel Williams show, watching Oprah, watching Ricky Lake. Like those were shows I was watching growing up. So I was like, I want to be on, platforms like that with my own show. And I was like, what? Let's get back to the basics. The basics of even why I even started my talk show was because when I graduated from undergrad in 2014, I found out months later that I was HIV positive, and I took it as a second chance of life. So I was like, that's when I started doing media, marketing, just really putting myself out there in the media industry. And I was like, just go back to the basics. Like with all that you've gone through, all that you embody, yeah, you're more than just media. You're more just than just interviewing. So I was like, you know what, the second chance expert, because I looked at my life as a second chance, and I just feel like everyone has a second chance, or if everyone doesn't have a second chance, at least let's make the best chance of every chance we get.
I love that.
I was like, yo, that's more marketable. That's more me, and I feel like everybody can really touch it, and especially the guests that I want to have on. It's cool for me. It's cool doing celebrities, but I really want to really be in that people in your house.
Yeah.
I want you to be sitting down while I'm sitting down and we.
It breaks my heart. They ain't believing us. We the best music.
Second chance with Johneri'O Scott.
We love that. And so let's talk about you living with HIV and why you have decided to become an advocate and what they call now an influencer around, that brand, right?
Listen, for one, people will pop influence on anything, but I didn't go into telling my own passion or my own truth. Thinking about that at first, I just wanted to touch someone, help someone. Being an HIV advocate and being an HIV tester and community liaison here in Atlanta for 2.5 years really helped me to come out and be more comfortable with my status. Every day talking to 100 plus people about their HIV status, whether I'm telling them that they're negative or positive, or I'm telling them about STD, whether they're negative or positive, or even breaking it down. I was like, Johneri'O, you really want to touch these people, then you gotta personalize with them. You have to break that stigma.
Right.
Like you have to really put yourself in the forefront. So I just was like, you know what? After seeing this 15-year-old come into the office and me having to tell him that he was positive, and him not knowing how he gonna tell his parents, not knowing, wanting to take his own life because he was like,
wow,
who's gonna love me? He didn't even want to love himself. And just looking at ages come in, and I just was like, nah, like I can't sit right here and let these people want to hurt themselves and kill
Right.
themselves and just feel like their world is over. I've been living with this for 6 years now, 7 years, and I've traveled the world. I've met celebrities. I've gone beyond what people would think when they hear about somebody with living
Right.
with HIV. So I was like, nah, let me go ahead and step out here and make a change. And that's when I did my campaign 2 years ago, saying that I am not HIV, I am. Because I want people to know that HIV doesn't have you. You can put a hold on this, and you can continue to live your life, with the exception, with the, well, including that one pill a day. I was like, and I didn't want to make it only for people that's living with HIV. I wanted to make it people that living with cancer, that beat cancer, people that, any sickness, that sickness does not define you. You define it.
All right. I love that. I love that. We have more coming up with Johneri'O Scott right here in the Trensetta Lounge. That was the first half of our interview with Johneri'O Scott. We have more coming up right here on Hits 92.3 and First Class TV on Roku. We'll be right back. We are back here in the Trendsetter Lounge with your girl Cammie Simmons here on First Class TV on Roku and Hits 92.3. We are so happy we have second chance expert himself joining us in the building, in the lounge, Johneri'O Scott. And we're going to continue this conversation. So, I have a game that I want to play, but before I get to that, Johneri'O, I want to talk about, I know we talked about your rebranding, but I also, well, let's get to the game first, and then we can get to that because I want to switch it up a little bit. So, we're going to call this game I Got a Question right here on the Trendsetter Lounge. So, what was the last screenshot you took in your phone, Johneri'O? And I know we're on your phone right now, but do you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
Was it directions here?
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. What is the craziest DM you've ever had?
Oh my goodness. The craziest DM I ever had was someone DMing me saying that they saw me at this script club. And I was throwing all the money, and they wanted to know if I could give them some money. I'm like,
really though? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like,
did you cash out them? You Venmo them? You PayPal them? Oh, okay, you were in there.
Wrong
You said,
person.
let's do it. Wrong person. Okay, so what's the craziest moment or event you've had this year of 2022?
I would say my birthday. My birthday, I went to Mexico. I went to New Orleans. I went to Virginia.
Okay.
And I went to New York.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, out here jet setting. What's your biggest pet peeve?
People sneezing or coughing and not covering their mouth.
Right.
Like right now, like
COVID, monkeypox.
No. Even if someone's talking and they burp, like say excuse me, that's nasty.
Right. You got it. Then they had to do a little wave, thinking it's gonna just dissolve, right?
I just smell your fries, your
everything.
Continue to talk.
Yeah. Real quick, what's your celebrity crush? Who's your celebrity crush?
It just keep changing, but
gotta choose one, Johneri'O.
Come on, Johneri'O, 1090. The first person that came to my head was the dude off of P Valley, the security guard, light skin.
Not sure.
Homegirl just had a baby.
Okay.
I forgot her name.
Okay. But light skin off of P Valley. Okay. All right. We'll take it at that. All right. That was the second half of our interview here with Johneri'O Scott, media correspondent, influencer, also a published artist out here in these streets. He's also an HIV advocate and all-around influencer. We have more coming up right here on the Trendsetter Lounge with Hits 92.3 and First Class TV on Roku. Keep it locked. We'll be right back. It's your girl Cammie Simmons here, and today Johneri'O Scott is pulling up to talk with us here in the Trendsetter Lounge. So let's get back into this conversation. So let's talk about your book, Johneri'O, Making It in Media. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I actually wrote that book in 3 months during the pandemic. Okay. I was dedicated.
Wow.
3 months during the pandemic. And the reason I wrote it was because I was like, you know what, everyone's right now, locked down. I was like, people was reaching out to me, asking like, how do I start a podcast? How do I start this? How do I do this? And I was like, you know what? I got something for y'all. I'm gonna write this book and I'm gonna answer all the questions.
That's what I'm talking about.
So sat down, did my research. It's 25, 27 pages, step-by-step guide, just telling people how to pitch themselves to brands, how to deal with no's, which I explained no as next opportunity.
I like that.
How I gave interviewing tips on how to prepare for an interview. I also gave information on just blogging and vlogging, starting a YouTube. Like I just gave it all.
I like that.
In this one step-by-step 25-page book. I have quotes from people like Ty, from BET and
Tyco. Okay,
Yeah,
I love Tyco.
I have words from him in the book. I have words and advice from Johneri'O.
Okay.
Words and advice from just other media personnel, like media individuals that's in the game.
I like it.
Give people advice.
I like that. I like that. What inspired you to just like pipe down and really focus in on creating a book, which can be a challenge?
Listen, again, I always wanted to be an author.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what, this is my opportunity. Like we're locked down. What you gonna do? You're not going outside. So right there, full in. The process. It was just being in there and just writing. And that's when I got to a to-do list. Like every day I wake up now, I write a to-do list.
Okay.
But I started then like Johneri'O, you chapter 1 today. Tomorrow, chapter 2, or chapter 1 this week, chapter 2 next week. Like it helped me to become disciplined.
Okay, I also want to talk about you hitting the TikTok streets because you're over 2K.
Yes.
Okay.
2 million.
And I love it though because like you're thinking about the future, but you also have your own show, but you're also keeping social media in mind. Yes. Talk about how is it to balance it all, and what led you to hitting 2K?
Listen, so definitely, I stepped into doing even social media because I was like, man, like I not just got on TikTok, so I was like, everyone's that that's a trend, and being in this industry, we want to keep up with the trends,
of course.
So I'm like, at first I started dancing. I was like, Johneri'O, no, you don't want to be known for no dancer. Like I can dance, but I don't want to like stay in your own lane. Stay in your lane.
Right, your niche.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do what is me, what's part of me, my brand. And I was like, I'm gonna talk about sexual health, but also include my media. So I was doing both, and then it was like the media people was watching the views, my recaps and stuff, but they really weren't sticking. When I started talking about sexual health, like HIV and STDs, and doing education, I'm like, okay, so this is what y'all want. Y'all want to listen and see this. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna give it to you. So I just started doing my own marketing as myself. So I'd be like, all right, what are the trends? So this song is a trend, but I can't relate to that song. But how can I make this song relatable to my brand?
I like that.
So I just started, I'm a creative. Like, I'm gonna create something. If I can, I'm gonna find a way to make it stick. So I just started incorporating that, and I saw the attention and how people were grasping. So I was all right, this is it. When I first hit 500K, I was like, okay, this is something.
You on to something,
right?
And you in the millions now with some of the videos.
So when I saw 1 million, 1.7 million, 1.7, I'm like, okay, and then. 1 week, my following on TikTok went from 7K to now I think I'm at 23 in 1 week.
Wow.
1 week.
Wow. That was a matter of like a couple of months, really.
Yeah.
Not even a month.
Right. And then last Friday, I was at 7,000 followers.
Wow.
Check it today, I'm at 24.
Wow.
So it's just
being consistent,
right, and knowing your lane.
Yeah,
you don't have to do everything. Yes, like I said, I can dance, I can do this, I could be on TikTok moving my hip, but my people don't want that, So I'm like, okay, like let me give y'all what y'all want. So yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And just really quick, where can folks tap in with you? What do you have coming up next?
So always follow my website at jscotttv.com. All my interviews would be on there, whether it's red carpet or one-on-ones. My social media, Instagram, it's Johneri'O. It's right at the bottom. My TikTok, which is J Scott TV. Facebook, Johneri'O Scott. You can find me. And what I got coming up, I'm working on some apparel right now. So I'm working on apparel. I'm also doing brand strategy for other individuals that want to know how to do TikTok and they'll do that.
I love that.
And I'm also working on a course for my class, for my book.
Love it.
So I'm working and doing interviews.
Yep. So book them.
Book me.
Book them. You already know right here on the Trensetta Lounge. Here with your girl, Cammy Simmons. Thank you so much for stopping by the Trensetta Lounge, Johneri'O.
I'm on the Trensetta Lounge. Listen, I made it. Mama, I made it.
Well, we look forward to having you for future. So whenever you have that merch line coming out, you can always pop back in the lounge. We would love to have you. And that is a wrap here with Johneri'O Scott, the one, the only, second chance expert, media correspondent, and so much more. Tapping in right here on the lounge with your girl, Cammy Simmons, on First Class TV on Roku and Hits 92.3. Thank you, Johneri'O.
Thank you for having me, Cammy. What's up, you guys? It's your dude, Johneri'O Scott, also known as the Second Chance Expert. And guess what? You are checking in right now with my homegirl, Cammy Simmons, in the Trensetta Lounge. And 92.3. Let's go.